One day, the Prophet ﷺ was sitting with his companions. As they sat together, Abu Dar began to narrate a hadith, a narration that Imam Ahmad later recorded in his Musnad. Abu Bakr and Umar, two of the most noble companions of the Prophet ﷺ, had a disagreement. Yes, even these great men argued sometimes. But Abu Bakr, in his humility, realized that he was the one in the wrong. He recognized his mistake. So he went straight to Umar and said, "O Umar, please forgive me." But Umar, still upset, replied sharply, "I'm not going to forgive you. Get away from me." Abu Bakr was hurt, deeply hurt. He said to himself, "This is serious. I wronged Umar, and he refuses to forgive me. What do I do now?" Then he thought, "I'll go to the Prophet ﷺ. If I speak to him, maybe he'll talk to Umar. Maybe then Umar will forgive me." Now, pause here. Think about this. Abu Bakr could have said, "I apologized. I did my part. If he doesn't forgive me, that's his problem." But he didn't. Because when you truly care, you don't give up on seeking forgiveness. Abu Bakr was sincere. He wanted to make things right. And he believed the Prophet ﷺ could help bring hearts back together. So Abu Bakr began walking toward the Prophet ﷺ. And from a distance, the Prophet ﷺ, sitting with his companions, saw him coming. He recognized him instantly. He could read his face, his body language. The Prophet ﷺ turned to his companions and said, "As for Abu Bakr, something's troubling him. He looks disturbed. Something has happened." When Abu Bakr finally reached him, he said, "O Messenger of Allah, I had a dispute with Umar. I went to him and asked for forgiveness, but he refused. Please, speak to him for me." Meanwhile, Umar was back at home, and his heart had begun to soften. Remorse crept in. He realized his mistake. He thought to himself, "I shouldn't have refused to forgive Abu Bakr." So he went to Abu Bakr's house. But when he got there, Abu Bakr wasn't home. His wife told him, "He's not here." Umar immediately understood. He must have gone to the Prophet ﷺ. So Umar set off toward the Prophet ﷺ as well. Now I want you to picture this moment. As Umar walked toward them, the Prophet ﷺ saw him from a distance, and his face changed. His blessed face turned red. He became visibly upset. When Abu Bakr saw this, he immediately dropped to his knees and pleaded, "O Messenger of Allah, it was me. I started the conflict. It wasn't Umar's fault. It was mine. I only came to you so you could help me make peace with my brother." But the Prophet ﷺ, in that moment, didn't respond to Abu Bakr right away. When Umar finally arrived, the Prophet ﷺ turned to him and said, Abu Bakr helped me with his family. Abu Bakr spent his wealth on me." The Prophet ﷺ continued speaking about Abu Bakr. "When we migrated from Makkah to Medina, it was Abu Bakr who funded the entire journey. It was Abu Bakr who prepared the riding animal for me. It was his servant who erased our footprints. It was his son, Abdullah ibn Abi Bakr, who spied on Quraysh and brought me critical news. And it was Asma bint Abi Bakr, his daughter, who carried food up the mountain while we hid in the cave. That was just his family. Even Aisha once narrated, when my father, Abu Bakr, returned home, his father, Abu Kuhafa, who had gone blind, asked him, "Where is all your wealth? Have you given everything to Muhammad?" Abu Bakr didn't respond. He stayed quiet. Then my sister Asma took a pouch and filled it with small stones. She handed it to our grandfather so he could feel it. She said, "This is what he left for us." But in reality, he had left us nothing. He had given everything he owned to support the Prophet ﷺ on that journey. Then the Prophet ﷺ turned to the Sahaba and said, "All of you disbelieved in me at first, except him. As soon as I told Abu Bakr about the message of Islam, he believed in me without hesitation. And during the miraculous night journey, Isra and Miraj, when the Quraysh mocked the Prophet ﷺ for claiming he ascended to the heavens, Abu Jahl turned to Abu Bakr and sneered, "Do you hear what your friend is saying? He's claiming he went to Jerusalem and rose to the skies all in one night. He's a liar." Abu Bakr didn't argue. He simply asked, "Did he really say this?" Abu Jahl replied, "Yes, he did." And Abu Bakr said, "My," without doubt, "If he said it, then he's speaking the truth. I already believe that revelation descends on him from the heavens. Why would I not believe that he went to the heavens himself?" From that day forward, the Prophet ﷺ gave him a new name, As-Siddiq, the one who affirms the truth. Then the Prophet ﷺ turned to the companions and said, "Will you not leave my companion alone? Leave Abu Bakr alone. No one's wealth has ever benefited me the way the wealth of Abu Bakr has." Upon hearing that, Abu Bakr began to cry, and through his tears he said, "O Messenger of Allah, my wealth, my soul, all of it is yours." Then the Prophet ﷺ said words that sealed Abu Bakr's rank for all of time. "There is no person who has ever done me a favor except that I have repaid him, except Abu Bakr. I leave his reward to Allah, and if I were to take anyone as a Khalil, an intimate friend, I would have taken Abu Bakr, but I have taken Allah as my Khalil." This was how the Prophet ﷺ affirmed the righteousness, the loyalty, and the unmatched virtue of Abu Bakr, radiyallahu anhu.